Let's go Dolphins. Mike McDaniel's team has yet another situation to resolve, and it's actually quite intriguing, involving one of our veteran players. McDaniel is currently finalizing the final details for his upcoming matchup with the Packers this Thursday. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Miami Dolphins will win this game? If you think so, hit the like button, and if possible, comment like this. Go Dolphins! Let's beat the Packers. Now we need to talk about this. Something quite intriguing is happening with pass rusher Shaquille Barrett. Barrett, who retired on the eve of training camp after signing a one-year contract with the Dolphins, has filed for reinstatement as an active NFL player. This surprising turn of events puts Miami in a unique position, as they have until Tuesday at 4 p.m. to decide whether to activate Barrett for the remainder of the season or keep him on the reserve Chuckcha retired list until the end of the year. The news broke amidst Miami's preparation for a critical Thursday night matchup against the Green Bay Packers. Barrett's retirement had initially blindsided the organization, prompting them to sign Emmanuel Ogbah to help fill the void. Now, the Dolphins must evaluate the potential impact of bringing Barrett back into the fold, considering both his past production and the current state of the team's edge rushing unit. Barrett's NFL resume speaks for itself. A two-time Pro Bowler, Barrett notched a career-high 19.5 sacks in 2019 and remained a formidable pass rusher in subsequent seasons with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, in his last full season in 2023, his snap count dipped to 62%, raising questions about his durability and performance at this stage of his career. Even so, his ability to pressure quarterbacks consistently could provide a much-needed boost to Miami's defensive front. For the Dolphins, the decision isn't just about on-field performance, it's also financial. Barrett signed a one-year, $7 million deal with Miami, including a $5.5 million signing bonus. When he retired, the team positioned itself to recoup part of that bonus as a credit for the 2025 salary cap. Bringing him back now would reopen discussions about the prorated portion of his signing bonus and could affect Miami's future cap structure. However, the immediate cap hit for the rest of this season would be minimal, just $447,000 for 6 games. Head coach Mike McDaniel and defensive line coach Anthony Weaver have acknowledged the situation but offered limited public comments. Weaver mentioned it was the first time he was hearing about Barrett's request for reinstatement, while McDaniel emphasized that the team's current focus is on preparing for the Packers. This lack of communication between Barrett's camp and the Dolphins coaching staff adds an intriguing layer to the story. Was this move anticipated by general manager Chris Grier, or is it as unexpected for the front office as it is for the coaching staff? Miami's edge rushing unit has been in flux this season, especially following Jalen Phillips' recent injury. While Emmanuel Ogbah has been a consistent presence, his production has been underwhelming, with grades slightly below expectation in 4 of the last 5 games. Meanwhile, promising performances from young players like Chop Robinson offer hope, but their snap counts remain limited, likely to preserve their effectiveness in high-leverage situations. Adding Barrett could immediately bolster the depth and experience of the unit, addressing a clear need. Beyond the football field, there are human elements at play. Barrett and his family endured a tragic loss in 2023 with the passing of their young daughter. This year, they welcomed a new baby, which may have influenced his decision to initially step away from football. For a player with Barrett's history and emotional context, the motivation to return to the game now could be deeply personal. His potential addition could also serve as a morale boost for the Dolphins' locker room during a crucial stretch of the season. The opportunity cost of activating Barrett is relatively low, both financially and in terms of roster flexibility. However, it does raise questions about which player might lose their spot to make room for Barrett. Possibilities include lesser-used contributors like Quinton Bell or Neil Farrell, whose snap counts have been minimal in recent weeks. The Dolphins must weigh Barrett's potential impact against the need to maintain roster depth elsewhere. The timing of this development, just before a challenging road game in Green Bay, adds urgency to Miami's decision. Barrett's experience and skill set could be a game-changer for a Dolphins team pushing for a playoff spot. However, the uncertainty surrounding his readiness to play after months away from football complicates the decision. Would Barrett need additional time to get into game shape, or could he immediately contribute as a situational pass rusher? What would you do if you were in Miami's position? Should the Dolphins give Barrett a chance to rejoin the team and potentially boost their playoff hopes, or should they stick with the players currently on the roster? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. From a purely strategic standpoint, the decision to activate Shaquille Barrett could hinge on Miami's assessment of his physical readiness and the defensive system's ability to integrate him quickly. While Barrett's past performances demonstrate his elite ability to disrupt opposing offenses, stepping back into NFL action after months away is no small feat. The Dolphins coaching staff would need to evaluate his conditioning, his familiarity with the team's schemes, and whether he can adapt swiftly enough to make a tangible impact down the stretch. Another factor to consider is the dynamic in the locker room. Integrating a player who has already retired and potentially disrupted team plans earlier in the year could raise concerns about chemistry. While Barrett's return could be a motivational boost, it also carries the risk of unsettling the balance Miami has worked to establish throughout the season. Leadership from veterans like Christian Wilkins, Jerome Baker, and Emmanuel Ogbah will be critical in managing any potential tensions if Barrett is reinstated. For Barrett himself, this move speaks volumes about his competitive fire and desire to contribute. His retirement earlier this year seemed like a personal decision influenced by off-field circumstances. Now, his desire to return suggests he sees an opportunity not only to compete, but to potentially cap his career on a high note with a team that is very much in the playoff hunt. This personal story could resonate deeply with fans, particularly given the challenges Barrett has faced in recent years. From a roster perspective, the Dolphins must also consider the long-term implications of this decision. If Barrett returns and performs well, it could prompt discussions about extending his stay beyond this season, potentially giving Miami a proven veteran presence heading into 2025. On the flip side, if his return is less successful, it could disrupt the development of younger players who might otherwise gain valuable in-game experience during these critical weeks. Looking at the bigger picture, the timing of Barrett's potential return aligns with Miami's push to solidify their defensive identity. While the offense, led by Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill, has been the team's hallmark, a dominant defense is often the hallmark of playoff success. Barrett's knack for getting to the quarterback could be the X factor Miami needs to turn close games into decisive wins, especially against tougher opponents. However, the risk cannot be ignored. If Barrett is activated but struggles to regain his form, Miami might find itself second-guessing a move that could disrupt the team's momentum. Additionally, bringing him back would force the Dolphins to part ways with a player currently on the roster, a decision that could carry its own set of consequences, particularly if injuries arise in other areas. Barrett's situation also invites broader discussions about the unpredictability of NFL careers.